This is part 2 of the Summer of Rage has finally started. Simon Damon Soul, here again, and it's been a while since I came here in the countryside, guys. Last time was indeed in May since I made a video here. And look at this beautiful river. This is an amazing place and amazing video. But I could not film where there was the lake, there was too many people, so I will film in the river. And by the way, I just had a swim in that river near my father's cabin, and the water was very good. Yeah, it was very good. So now I feel completely refreshed. And by the way, this is just a 3-day trip in the countryside with my father, and now we are at day 2. So this is just a short trip to escape the city and its people, and I love to come here. But enough in the introduction, as I will explain to you guys why I did choose the title The Summer of Rage. But before I jump into that, just a reminder. Do you remember what I said, guys, back in December 2024 video, my special Christmas video? In fact, in this video I said clearly that we will see a lot of riot and civil unrest in the summer of 2025. That we had seen nothing yet, and in fact it was totally right. I was totally right on this one, because we indeed see a lot of civil unrest now in the country like France, England, USA, Spain, Germany, and also Ireland. And lots of these riots have something to do with mass immigration. Well, we all know that in the recent years there was a big problem with uncontrolled immigration and illegal immigrants flooding Europe and also USA and Canada. And you already know my opinion about immigration. Me, I'm in favor of immigration as long as it's legal and controlled. Because we all know what happens when a country accepts too much undocumented immigrants to a country. What happens is that crime rises a lot. Just look at Germany and Sweden, for example. As in Sweden, the gangs have taken control of major cities, and things like rape and drug trafficking and assault on innocent people have risen as well. Sorry if I don't speak too loud. There's people on the other side of the river. Anyway, me, I have some immigrant friends, but they are not illegal refugees. They have come here to Canada legally, and they are the most hardworking people that I have ever known. They are generous and kind, and I really like them. So I am in favor of good immigration, but not letting enter criminals in my country. But you must wonder where I'm going with this. Since Donald Trump entered office in January 2025, he kept his word on saving America and make it great again. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump at all. But I think it was better choice than Kamala Harris. But first, in the beginning of his second mandate, I thought that Donald Trump would do a great job preparing USA, but I was wrong, as I had never thought his immigration policy would be so strict. In fact, those ICE agents are not playing around, the ICE agent, as ICE has made a lot of arrests in USA since the beginning of the year. And I get it, they want to deport undocumented immigrants from USA to make it safer, but I am a little disappointed in Donald Trump's policy, as he wants to send a lot of these illegal immigrants in my country, Canada. But here in Canada, we are already at full capacity. As with Justin Trudeau policies before, we accept way too much illegal immigrants in the country. And I understand that we are welcoming people here in Canada, but let's be realistic. We cannot save everyone and we cannot save the world. We have to think of our own too. And it's a beautiful day. Beautiful blue sky. At least it's not raining. Anyway, just look at the mass immigration did to my country. This is not immigration now, this is an invasion. Let's call it for what it is, because now there's way too many people in major cities in Canada, and all of this has created a housing crisis. As owning a house is nearly impossible now, and apartments are also so expensive now. The cost of living is through the roof, and even those immigrants are suffering from it. All of this because of the bad decision from the Liberal Party, which I did not vote for. In other words, this is very simple and it's mathematical. It's math. So if you flood a country with too many people and that there is not enough house to shelter them, of course the price of the house and apartment will rise. So the Liberals should have think twice before sending us so many people in the first place, and build more house too. But anyway, back to Donald Trump. First, I don't like the fact that he will send us more immigrants to Canada, a country who is already suffering and where people are now in survival mode. It's like he is giving his problem to us Canadians. And second, I don't like all of this tariff war. In fact, I hear Donald Trump want to raise his tariff to 35% for Canada, but I don't know exactly what it implies, so I will not talk too much about it. But I was surprised about Donald Trump wanting to tariff Canadians, as we are supposed to be allies, not enemies. And my third and last disappointment about Donald Trump is this. I thought that he would put an end to the war in Ukraine as well, but this war don't seem to stop, and I think it's far from finished. So it disappoints me a lot for these three things. First is immigration policies, second is tariff, and third, not ending the war in Ukraine. But anyway, now I want to talk about something else, the mainstream media. Me personally, I think that the mainstream media are working hard, are working hand in hand with the politicians, and that they are not here for the good of the people. That's why, after realizing this, that I decided recently to completely stop listening to what the news and the mainstream media have to say. First, because the news is always negative and toxic, and it can affect your mood and emotion if you watch it too much. And second, because they are lying to us most of the time, as we all have seen in 2020 during the pandemic. But I have also another example to back it up. Do you remember, guys, the war between Israel and Iran not too long ago? As in fact, in the last month of June, it was all around the news, Israel attacking Iran. The media was almost just talking about it. And now it's cold silence, as we don't hear about it anymore. Don't you find it strange, guys? And me, I think that they are indeed hiding something from us. One day we were almost at the brink of World War III, and now there is this kind of fake peace they try to make us believe. But the truth is that violence is only going to get worse in this world. War, chaos, and people becoming crazier each and every day that's going by. Yes. Have you noticed how people behave when they are in large groups? Total savage. As example, there was a big football match in Paris not so long ago, and then there was a big victory for the winning team. And instead of rejoicing peacefully, people start to shout and yell in the street like crazy, putting cars on fire and throwing rocks at police and firefighters. Some firefighters even got attacked physically, and that's a shame. And some passengers that were caught in that mess were attacked too. So in fact it was a big disaster, as the streets of Paris were on fire. So people, when they are in big groups, this is where you see the true nature of humanity. Not peaceful at all. Not peaceful at all. Anyway, that's a shame. So people, when they are in big groups, this is when you see the true nature of humanity. Yeah, I already say it, sorry. Also in my city now, Montreal, almost every Saturday there is a pro-Palestine riot going on downtown. And me personally, I don't like riots so much, and I try to stay away from it all. So that is why I don't go downtown too much recently. Except if I really need to do something important there. But if I have to go downtown to buy something, I do it as quick as possible. Because me, I hate crowded area. And I am typically the kind of guy who mind his own business, so I don't get involved in protests so much. This is not for me. So to resume the situation, tension has risen a lot in major cities since Donald Trump have come to power. So the left is totally losing it, making pro-Palestine protests every weekend and disturbing the peace of the neighborhood and disturbing the local around here. But I understand why they are protesting. This war, what Israel is doing to Gaza, the Israeli army killing thousands of people there, even children. This is indeed horrible, and it's a massacre. This is horrible. So yes, the genocide in Gaza needs to stop. So I understand well the anger of the rioters, but I won't be the one who will go create more violence and chaos downtown, as it will not solve the situation. More violence will only provoke more violence, in my opinion. That is why this summer I decided to stay away from it all and spend time less in Montreal City. So this summer I will not go to any festival in my city, because where there is a large group of people, there's almost always trouble. So no, instead of staying too much in my city, I will try to exit my city and go to the countryside as much as I can. And during my summer, 2 weeks vacation, I will exit Montreal City as well, as I plan to go visit friends far north in the countryside, in a small city called Shawinigan. Yes, Shawinigan. Shawinigan is the northeast of my city, and it's far away from my city too, which yeah. Well, I despise my city, that's what I mean. And I hate my city for various reasons. First, it's full of people screaming all the time. There is noise all the time, and it's a lot of pollution. Second, the cost of living here is insane with the housing crisis. And third, crime has risen a lot recently. And the news is saying that Montreal is even worse than Toronto now in regard to the homicide, which means that there are more murders than before. But anyway, I don't want to be too negative about it. Montreal is still a beautiful city and a good place to live for now. And now we are at the conclusion of the video finally. And all I want to say is this: for the next week, I plan to stop caring about all the negativity and all the problems of the world and focus on what I can control, which is my life. So I will focus on my objective only and try to live a better life regardless of the problem of this world. So no more news for me or mainstream media news, as it is so toxic for my mind and soul. Also staying away from social media as much as I can, and of course staying away from people in general. Yes. As people have become crazier recently, so I will only see my small group of friends from time to time, and I will spend most of my time alone. And I will also try to spend time in nature, as this is where I find myself more close to God. So with that being said, I really hope that you all have a great summer, my subscribers. So try to enjoy this summer as much as you can, because if you don't enjoy it enough, time will fly by. So have a great summer, everyone, and in my next video I will be in a small city in the beautiful countryside visiting a friend. The town is called Shawinigan. So that's it for this video. Always stay true to yourself. Don't let the enemy get the best of you, and don't give up on life. Stay safe, brothers. Simon Diamond Soul. See you next time. and sorry that this video was in two parts, but the area, it was more quiet to do the full video. When I was at the lake, there was too many cars behind me and some people on the lake, so I didn't want to bother them. There was too many action, but anyway, stay safe.